Okay, we'll finish up this section tonight about making sure that a person doesn't speak in shul, certainly not during the davening, not during the chazaras hashatz, the repetition of the Shemon Esrei, not while people are saying, not while the tzibur is supposed to be saying Kaddish and the like. So he writes the following idea, and he says, "V'kosu hapoiskim," the halachic authorities write, the b'shas chazaras hashatz, at the time that we are going through the repetition of the Shemon Esrei, ein layin afilu v'sefer. A person should not even be looking at a sefer to learn. They should be paying such close attention to the words that are being said, so that when it comes to the number one, they're listening. Number two, when it comes time to answer Amein, they're not going to miss the Amein that is there. V'afilu yesh asar bilada. Even if there's 10 other people in shul besides him that can answer Amein to the brachas, still he shouldn't look inside of his sefer. V'kol shekain, all the more so. Imein asar, if there's not 10 other people, they need him to be part of the minyan that's answering Amein. It's hard to relate to that over here in Makor HaChaim, but that was a joke, Rabbi said, yeah. But however, even kosher, all the more so, if you are one of the 10 people that is answering Amein in the minyan over here to the brachas in the repetition, of course you have to pay attention. The kol shekain b'shas Kaddish, all the more so, he says, when Kaddish is being said, sha'afilu hirhor b'divrei Torah, so even to think words of Torah when the Kaddish is being said, which might distract you, and therefore you'll miss answering Amen Yesh Me'Rab and all the other responses that we have. A person must be very careful. Kediyot b'Gemara, like it says in the Gemara, Mikra, like it says clearly, Umavoy b'Shulchan Aruch, and you see this in the Shulchan Aruch as well. V'gam Yesh Lizar, also be very careful. Leida ma'onim, you should have to know what bracha or what part of the Kaddish, whatever it is that you are answering, Amen to. Chazal are very particular about something called an Amein Yisayma, that is an orphaned Amein. What is an orphaned Amein? So number one is that if you are answering Amein, you have no idea what bracha you're answering Amein to. You're just watching everybody else answer Amein, and you're not even paying attention. You're busy doing something else. That's called the orphaned Amein. Also, an orphan Amein is that if you delay too long, which means you're not really paying attention, and the tzibur says Amein to a bracha, and finally, about a few seconds or after that, you realize everybody answered Amein. He's already going on to the next bracha, you answer Amein. That is also inappropriate. That's one kind of bracha. Then there's one kind of Amein that we shouldn't do. Then there's an Amein, a ketufa. What is an Amein ketufa? And that is if you mispronounce the Amein by leaving out one of the letters. Main, which is very common, it happens. Main, yeah? Yeah, you leave out one of the letters that is in the Amein. That itself is also, Amein ketufa means the severed, cut off Amein. You shouldn't do that either. Or you stop in the middle of the word, of Amein. Yeah, that's also a problem. A person should not do that. They should say Amein the entire way. And the last one that we are very particular about is what's called the Amein Chatufa, which means an Amein that was Chatuf, it was seized. And that is that if you mispronounce one of the vowels of the word Amein, so I don't know, you'll say Amen or something like that, it will not be the way that Amein is supposed to be said. Or another very regular problem is you answer Amein before the Shliach Tzibur finishes the bracha. This happens all the time. We hear them saying, Baruch Atah, Amein! He didn't even finish it. What are you answering Amein to? Amein is Kel, Melech, Neman. It stands for Aleph, Kel, Hashem. Melech, the Mem is Melech, the king. Neman, the faithful king. He is Neman. He is believed and faithful that he's going to fulfill his word. So every time that we answer Amein, we are affirming that we believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to be able to answer everything that we're talking about over here. So what are you answering Amein to? If it's in the middle of saying a bracha, you're answering Amein already, it doesn't count. V'kol shekain, all the more so, k'she'ein einin klal rachman litzlan, so all the worse, if a person is standing in shul, and he doesn't even make the effort to answer Amein at all. He's just standing there. I have a hope the tzibur is answering Amein, Amein, He's busy. His mind is someplace else. He's got other things that are going on. He's not answering Amein. Ukvar Hiviu, and we'll leave off with these very uplifting words over here. Ukvar Hiviu, it's already brought by the Shlah Kadosh the following. B'Shem HaLavush, he brings in the name of the Lavush, one of the great halachic authorities. Ma'isa Noira, a very frightening story. Mechasid Echad, about a great chassid, a great pious man. Shenigzar alav, and it was decreed upon him, lechasech evarim rachman litzlan. It was decreed upon him that the limbs of his body were going to be cut up. Al shaloi ana amein, because he didn't answer amein al birchas tinak echad, because there was one child who was said a bracha, and this person could have answered amein, and he didn't pay attention to answer the amein. Therefore, he was punished severely. So, as we see, a person when they come to shul, we come to shul to be able to daven together with the tzibor, and davening together with the tzibor means being there from beginning until end, as we said. From the time that you walk in the morning, all the way from brachas through Psukei de Zimra, through the end, the last Kaddish that we have, which is after Shir Shayom, a person should do their best to stay around inside the Beis HaKnesses, and then, of course, not to talk during davening, not to talk during Chazaras HaShatz, not to talk during laning, not to talk during the Haftarah, to answer Amein appropriately. And in that zechus, as we've been speaking about this entire time, that's where the real koyach, hatfilah, the powers of our prayers come from. The more that we abide by the laws of the Beis HaKnesses, the laws of tefillah, so the stronger our tefillahs, our prayers truly are. Please remember that tonight after Marav, you stick around. Rabbi Bleiweiss is giving a very fascinating shir tonight on the Temple Mount and on the Kaisel, which will to get us into the mood, so to speak, of Tisha B'Av. So please, that's 8:45 sharp on the dot to Ezra Hashem. And welcome back, Rabbi Mendel.